aware of a case where a whistleblower reported to security agencies about cases of fraud, forgery, bribery, including tax evasion against a complaint. In trying to save her face, the company responding to the issue of tax evasion, they went online to a media organization to spread falsehood. First, they said the staff, they refer to him as a sack staff. What a deliberate misinformation. It can only come from such complaint with the type of management. They also said the sack of the staff, according to that print, followed documented insubordination, misconduct, and internal process abuse. Then they now said that the staff was silenced for a long time, that he didn't talk. That he only talked at the time when he was called upon to come and respond to an outstanding criminal matters. They were trying to paint the staff as a criminal. They were trying to refer to the staff, to manage the staff, to call the staff what they actually are. First, the staff was never sacked. The staff resigned out of frustration. This same staff we are talking about had complained severally about discrimination, harassment, bullying. They denied him his rights. They did grade alignment, increased the grade of his junior status car. They did salary increment. The increment given to his junior was more than the one they gave him, and so many like that. To the extent that the one who forged this staff signature has been giving him problem since day one. So 5 months before his resignation, they removed him from reporting to him. At the time the man forged the staff signature, the staff was reporting to that one who forged the signature. This is somebody who has shown that he didn't want to work with the guy. It was not only the guy. This guy was fighting everybody. There is somebody who is an essay to a governor today. Within 2 months that this man came, he fought that man. They had to tell the man to apologize. Due to internal politics. It's documented. This is a man who was calling some developers stupid within 2 months of resumption. He had tried to do everything humanly possible to make the environment toxic for a number of people. Within 2 months that this man came, there was a meeting where it was agreed by every participant that he knew nothing about the job he was hired for. So, after that meeting, that was in 2 months after he resumed, all the complaints of this staff was not resolved until when he was removed from reporting to him. 5 months after, they returned this staff to this same man who was terrorizing him and every other person. And the staff said, I've reported this man severally. The first time, 2 months after he resumed, there was a recommendation. It was never implemented. A year plus, they did another one. There was no recommendation. The report was not released. He had gotten to a stage where this guy or this staff was having phobia, depression for him. Now he's starting to have peace. You now return him to him. Do you want to kill him? The guy now resigned. Upon the resignation of this staff, they invited him for an exit meeting. Out of 10 questions, he answered 9. And he insisted that the 10th one, which was the first question, he would prefer to write it down because he didn't trust the people that were there. One of the people who were frustrating him was sitting in that place, one HR person. The staff was afraid. I was convinced that whatever he said would not be put down the way he wanted. So the last question, which was the first or outstanding question, this guy responded by mail. Then they sent to this guy on the day that was supposed to be his last day to withdraw his resignation. They gave him ridiculous conditions, including planning to convert him to contract. They planned to give him official card that he was due for many years before then. They've given to his junior. They said they will give him in 3 months following appraisal. And if the appraisal was not successful, they will do another one in 4 months, which was the same way they eased some people out. They agreed that there was gap or there were gaps. They wanted to close the gap within 3 months and let this guy out. He's a guy that was stopping them from different corruption. He was exposing and stopping inflation of contracts, payment to wrong vendor, wastage in the company. This is a guy they shot in the dream. They all knew about it. This is a guy that will sit down in the office, the back will be hot on the chair physically. This is a guy they poisoned in the dream. After he has won several awards, financial rewards, 1 million naira in 2019, in 2021, 500,000, and so many letters of honors, commendations, and certificate of recognitions. And you went ahead and lied that he was sad. This is a man who never had a single query. If he was having a case or cases of insubordination, why did he not have query? Or is it the cases where the man who forged his signature that he was reporting to wanted him to recommend to the management to continue to use cloud service? The company was using cloud service of that was copying over $70,000 a month. That's over 100 million naira a month in Nigeria naira, and that's why $1 billion naira a year. There was an opportunity for them to compare in a committee. The staff was in a committee where they agreed that they should look at the implication, the cost benefit, and the cost implication of converting to local data center where physical server will be used and cloud. Using local data center, physical server, the company will be spending 20 million naira per annum. At first, setup, when they migrate, they will spend over 300 million naira. This man tried to compromise the staff. The staff just no. At another occasion, this man tried to bring in a vendor to supply a tool that was not necessary. The guy said no. Is that what you refer to as insubordination? Or the complaint that was reported on 2 different occasions, where this man, in fact, in the first complaint, this man was indicted. The report is still available, where it was stated that this man was frustrating the staff based on what he heard. Within 2 months of joining, he was doing the same to other staff. This is a man who resumed and said IT security means laptop repair. He was asking us, he was asking the team where the staff belonged to, the purpose of BIA. He was asking so many things, whether it was the duty of information security or IT security to be doing CCTV review. All these things were documented. There are evidence for all these things. If you are doing IS audit work, learn to back up your mail. Learn to send mail, document things. Is that what you call it, subordination? Then again, in trying to criminalize the guy, another lie they told. They said he started talking at the time he was called upon to respond to outstanding criminal matters. Oh my God. After this staff wrote to the security agencies in October, to ICPC in October 7, the letter was acknowledged on October 8. He wrote to the police and every other security agencies. 2 weeks after, they now tried to intimidate this staff. They wanted to use police to intimidate him. They now sent him an invitation, 2 different invitations. In fact, how they invited this staff is another story entirely. How he got 2 different invitations is another story that will take another 30 minutes. I'm talking of IS audit challenges. So, on October 22, he got an invitation. There was another one on October 29 by the Lagos Police Command. Upon getting to Lagos Police Command on November 3rd, 2025, they presented a petition to the staff. The petition was written by that company who spread this deliberate information like they usually do. So the staff requested to read the petition. Alas, the petition was written against a staff. When we read it, we discovered that some people under the name concerned staff in that petition, they wrote anonymously to all staff. They exposed the rot in the system, the management goof and everything that was going on in that company, to which some of us did not even know. They wrote one on May 19. The management of the company responded on May 21, stating that they will investigate the writer. Those people wrote another one according to that petition on May 25. The management responded again to say they have now known the writer. They mentioned the name of the writer. I don't want to mention the name here. I saw it in the petition. Then those people again, they anonymously wrote another one on May 30th, making 3 Mays. Responses from the organization were 2. One on 21, another one to the one they wrote on 25. In the one of 25, they mentioned the person. They did not suspect. They said that they did forensic investigation leading to the findings. It's not like they suspected. It's not like they alleged. They said they had facts. That's what we read. Then in the petition to the police, it was dated June 25th. June 25th. That's about, let's count, July, August, September, October. That's about 4 months before our petition. 4 months before our petition. The petition carried the name of that same person that they mentioned in their response to the mail of 25, meaning that they had known who wrote those things. So when they invited the staff, we were expecting to hear that the writer was apprehended and he mentioned the staff name. There was nothing like that. We were expecting to hear that the police conducted separate investigation and it was linked to the staff. There was nothing like that. So when the staff asked on what basis it was called, the police said they were only trying to fulfill all righteousness. They were trying to balance their records. That they done the investigation, they have some write-up. Can you imagine? A petition has been written since June 25 against a person. You were not trying to use it to silence the staff because he has written a petition against some staff who were corrupt and against an organization. And you had the God to come out and say that that person, the staff, was talking at the time that he was called upon. When he was called upon after his petition, when your own petition through which we are using, they are trying to link the staff, had been written 4 months before the staff spoke. That can only come from such organization like that. You know, the foundation of organization will determine the management composition. What an organization is made of, the foundation. I don't want to talk much about that. But then, that is the usual practice by the management of the organization. Misinformation, deliberate. For instance, when the staff was leaving on his last day, he sent a mail to all staff to address a previous misinformation about him that they sent to all staff out of inexperience, witch hunting, in bad faith, which was also in fact reflected high level of incompetence. That was what the mail they sent did. So the staff addressed it, saying that he had never been suspended. He was leaving the company for this reason, for this reason, for this reason, and he exposed a number of discrimination, bullying, and things that were open to him. Some people knew, some people did not know, including how they relocated him to an office, 10x6 toilet size, and relocated his deputy who was reporting to him to a 10x11 feet office, bigger office with good tables, good chairs, and every other things. Everybody saw it. So this staff made reference to it without shame. In their usual way, they sent a disclaimer. In the disclaimer, they told several lies. Let me give you 2 about the staff. They said the staff had its probation delayed for 3 years because of outstanding issue from his company or previous company, whereas it was a lie. The guy had everything ready, 2 references, 2 guarantors, reference from his employer within 6 months of joining, and confirmation or probation was to be a year. But these people went to sleep. 9 people that resumed at the same time with this man. 9 people, 9 of them, all of them were promoted after 3 years when they woke up from slumber. In fact, not all of them, 8 of them. One person, a developer, was omitted for a reason. I don't want to mention the reason. In the letter which the staff saw, the HR person just woke up and wrote to the MD and said that some people are due for confirmation. We need to confirm them. She even stated in the letter that if we confirm them, it will not add additional cost, because there was nowhere in their letter where it stated that upon confirmation we should give them additional money. So the MD of that company approved it. After 3 years, that was how they approved the probation of the 8 out of 9. All of them were approved, were confirmed at the same time. Evidence is available, including confirmation letters. And they came, maybe they didn't know that this staff had all those things. They lied. Another one they said is that they said the staff in the exit interview avenue did not answer them, that he chose to write, whereas it was a lie. The guy responded to 9, the other 10, which was the first question, that was what he wrote because he didn't trust them. He believed that they may not write it the way he will state it. And funny things, the people telling these lies, oh my God. One of them, his wife is a pastor, even though he said he was not going to church again for long. Professor, I just joined. His wife, he said, is a pastor. The HR one too, attend a church whose headquarters, a Pentecostal church which headquarters is in Onike. That's the same church I attend. Our GO doesn't teach us how to lie. It doesn't teach us wickedness. The other one who forged my signature, when he's talking, he'll be quoting the Bible. He'll be quoting the Bible. He'll be telling you that he's a committee member in his church. There's another one too that used to call herself pastor. Those are people who came together to tell these lies. And what do you think? If I have a complaint, the person who is supposed to be giving me legal advice is giving me illegal advice. If a complaint, if I need to hire head of legal, and I cannot go to the bank to hire experienced people, if I can go and be hiring people, somebody, say for instance, he has not worked in a corporate organized environment, what do you think? What do you think will happen? If as a company, if I can hire somebody who was a lawyer to maybe a poultry or a farm or a property company or an estate to come ahead, that kind of position in a company that has existed for over 18 years, what do you expect to get? So you cannot be something or nothing. I'm shocked when I saw those things, all the lies they told about the staff. So those are the things we see. Let's move to the next topic. Right? Let's move to the next topic.